This isn't going to be seascapes, this is going to be coastal scenes, and I'm planning on using my 70-200, my long lens. Careful with my footing, I'm standing on a little cliff. I could really do with a longer focal length. Good morning everyone, thanks for joining me again. We're about 50 minutes before sunrise and I'm out and about local again. And you may have noticed a bit of a theme over my last few videos. I've always been local. And the reason for that is the time of year. It's the middle of August and that means it's tourist season, it means it's hot and humid and there's lots of people around. And I've got a whole list of places that I know I want to go and do shoots at. I've also got another list of places that I want to go and scout out to see if I can add to that list of places that I want to shoot at. But at the moment, it's the wrong time to either shoot those places, and to be honest, it's even the wrong time to go and scout them because it's just too busy at the minute. But over the next few months, a lot of new locations are coming up. But this morning, we've got completely clear skies. I mean, you won't be able to see it on the video, but there's lots of stars up there. No good for trying to photograph them because there's too much light pollution. But it's completely clear skies and the sea doesn't look massively interesting either. Well, I've come out anyway, and although I said in my video about my choice of lenses that I like to use a wide angle lens for seascapes, this isn't going to be seascapes, this is going to be coastal scenes, and I'm planning on using my 70-200, my long lens. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do and you're not already a subscriber, please consider hitting subscribe, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much, I appreciate that. So I've got a shot set up here. It's blue hour, but we've got illuminations on the tower. Now this is a watchtower. It's one of loads of watchtowers that sit all the way along this coastline. What makes this one different is, I think, first of all, its location, its proximity to a town, because most of them are sort of up on hillsides away from the towns, and the fact that this one's been restored. These watchtowers are 16th century, and most of them are ruins. But this one was restored, I think, sometime around the 80s, I think, from what I've been able to find out. And they light it up during the night. I've photographed it before, but I've always photographed it before from down in the marina with the tower reflected in the waters of the marina and using the lines of boats as a kind of a lead-in line. Today I thought I'd do something different and do a real close-in shot of it. The obvious composition seemed to be maybe to go for a portrait orientation just with the tower in. But what I've actually decided to do is shoot it in a landscape or horizontal format. There's some low buildings just to the other side of the tower that extend out along the side. Up until about 3 years ago, they were the base for the local offices of the Guardia Civil police force. But they've moved now, so they're just empty. But I think somehow those buildings sticking out from the side create a more balanced image. And what I'm hoping I've got, but I can't actually see at the minute, is that I've got a little bit of sea visible in the background behind the tower to the sides. It looks like I should have 70-200 lens, f11, ISO 64 and 30 seconds. And because we've got some street lights around here and it's going to be a longish exposure, making sure that my viewfinder is closed off. When I've finished with this shoot, I'm going to pack up and move on and try and find something else to shoot closer to sunrise. Okay, I have set up for another shot here. We're about 10-12 minutes still until sunrise. What I've got is this little rocky bit in the water down here. There's a rock sticks out, and then we've got the rocky shoreline, so it forms kind of a valley. And I'm taking a shot isolated, probably, I don't know, let's have a look. Careful with my footing, I'm standing on a little cliff. Yeah, I'm actually at 200 mil. Focused in on the rock. F11, 20 seconds. Obviously that's turning the water into kind of like a cloudy effect. No sky, just the rock and the water. I'm not sure, it might work. Okay, the sun's coming up now, right on the edge of Peacock Island, otherwise known as Benidorm Island. I could really do with a longer focal length. But what I've got is the island, lots of sky, bit of sea, and then the sun coming up. Just firing off a couple of shots quickly while the sun's in the right place. So portrait orientation. F11, ISO 64, 1/10 of a second. What I might do in a second, once the sun's come up just a little bit more, and I think that's finished, is just drop in a 6-stop ND filter quickly and do one shot with a smooth sea, which I can then blend in later if I want to. This is going to have to be cropped quite heavily, I think, to work. Quickly going to grab some filters. Okay, I quickly grabbed about 4 shots as the sun was coming up through some cloud layers, because that's when it was looking at its best. What I've done now is just thrown in a 6-stop ND filter, going out to F16, ISO down to the low 1 setting to 31, so that I can get a 30-second exposure to smooth the sea out. Wouldn't use that for the rest of the scene, but I might blend the 30-second sea exposure with the exposure of the sun coming up in the sky. My first thoughts were that at 200 millimeters the island and the sun were just too small, but actually looking at it on the camera, it might work as a very minimalist scene, and that's why I decided to shoot that 30-second exposure of the sea to blend in, because I feel that some of the texture in the sea might detract from that minimalist aspect. I don't know, we'll have to see what it looks like. Okay, that's it. The sun's well up now, and it's what, 25 minutes after sunrise. I'm going to pack up, head for home, coffee, breakfast, see what I've got, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider giving it a like or a share or both, and of course subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think, and as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.